So y'all know how bad I be feeling when I miss episodes, right? So this is a combination for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is episode 4 and 5. I especially be feeling bad because this is my favorite franchise. But let's get into episode 4. So we left off on a cliffhanger when Sutton was walking into Crystal's room. Now, as the episode starts, we just fast forward to the morning. They didn't even let us know what happened during that encounter, which is pretty weird to me. So most of the ladies are downstairs, they're having breakfast, they're talking to each other, and they're discussing Sutton's erratic behavior last night. And Erika is telling Crystal, you didn't deserve that flack that Sutton gave you because, honestly, she had nothing to do with the prank. So later on, Lisa Rinna goes to Sutton's room to go check on her. And already, Sutton is with the cuckoo. Like, she's rolling this phallic object against her face, and I'm guessing it's for anxiety. And she's just doing this. Like, she's absolutely ridiculous. But Rinna asks her how she's doing. She's like, I'm still a little angry. Like, she's still bothered by that prank at the table that she wasn't a part of just because she didn't know what was going on. And my paranoia was going up. And then Kyle walks into the room and she's trying to tell Sutton, well, your actions last night was a little irrational. And it's not getting to Sutton at all. Like, all she's hearing is now irrational. Oh, so now I'm irrational. I'm just gonna add that to the bunch of words that y'all called me last night. Like, girl, shut the F up. Unfortunately, I can't curse yet, but I will, sooner or later. So next we see Garcelle and Crystal, and they're getting some coffee near the property. Of course, Crystal is talking about her encounter with Sutton, and she's giving Garcelle the tea on what initially happened between her and Sutton about the race conversation. Now, Garcelle is very surprised, and I'm surprised too, because Garcelle and Sutton just hit it off immediately. The season isn't over yet, so I have some hope for Sutton. Hopefully she's not the Beverly Hills version of Ramona. So we go back to Kyle and Sutton's conversation, and Kyle's telling her, you need to apologize. Sutton's like, for what? Like, the same Luann reaction in regards to Ebony. Like, Sutton really thinks she didn't do anything wrong, and it's the ignorance for me. And then we go back to Garcelle and Crystal, and Garcelle's just trying to give her advice on how to deal with Sutton. Crystal doesn't even want an apology from Sutton. She just wants Sutton to act like a normal person. So now we're back at the lodge. All the ladies are about to do their next activity, which is getting on a boat. So as they get on the boat, the producer reminds us of all the dramatic things that has happened on boats on this franchise. And they haven't been great. I will say we are 15 minutes in and nothing really has happened yet. Again, we see Erika talking about her husband Tom, and of course producers just using this as means of foreshadowing for later in the season. So the ladies are all chatting on the boat, and Dorit and Erika notice how Sutton is looking, like across from them, and she's like, she's about to cry. And we see Sutton's face and she just has her sunglasses on like, she honestly looks like she's about to cry or she's in some sort of distress. And the ladies ask Sutton, is everything okay? What? Am I okay? Of course I'm okay. Girl, I don't know what meds she was taking for this trip, but she is on one. Like, this woman is a loon. So Sutton is ready to talk to Crystal. She goes up to her and asks her to chat privately. They go to a separate section of the boat. And here she go again, rubbing this dildo on her face as she's talking to Crystal. Now, I don't like how she started out this conversation with Crystal. She's kind of like, well, you've called me this name and I don't appreciate that, as if Crystal was the one that did something wrong. And we see Crystal, she's just laying back right here. She's smirking, just looking at this dizzy bitch talk to her about nonsense. And Sutton automatically gets defensive just looking at Crystal's reaction to her. And I'm like, if I was Crystal, I would be smirking too. She's like, please don't be sarcastic. Please, I'm trying to talk to you. Crystal assures her that she wasn't being facetious. She was just listening to her. But anywho, Crystal tells her that she had nothing to do with the prank, and it seemed like you took that all out on me. And ever since I met you, you've showed me that you are untrustworthy and a little crazy. Now, where she messed up was you never call a crazy person crazy, because you're going to get a reaction. They really look like they're not getting anywhere in this conversation. So then Sutton tells her, well, I'm just difficult and I'm shy and it takes a long time for me to trust people. all while she's rubbing her face. And now she's blaming her erratic behavior on her housing situation. How she had to sell her old home and the moving process. That's still not an excuse to take it out on somebody, especially the new girl. And here go the white woman tears. Like, I'm guessing she's trying to use her white fragility to get some type of sympathy out of Crystal. Crystal just looks so unimpressed, unenthused. She just accepts her apology out of sheer obligation. So after that, they get back to the other ladies and nothing else is really going on the boat. So then we just see them getting back to the cabin. So the next plan for the ladies is dinner later in the evening. They're actually showing us Kyle and Dorit playing some ball game on the side of the house. Fast forward. So now it's later in the evening and it's the final night. Thank God, because nothing is happening this episode. Sutton looks absolutely ridiculous. She's actually wearing those $4,000 bear shoes that she showed off in the other episode. Dorit looks amazing. Best dressed, of course. Erika, I don't know what's going on. Well, we all know what's going on, but Erika has definitely seen better days. So they're just sitting around staring at each other, and this convo is dry. Who's had nose jobs? Really? So everyone notices that Crystal isn't downstairs yet, and she texts the group saying, oh, she's not coming to dinner. Garcelle says she texted her privately, and she said she's just losing her shit right now. I feel bad for Crystal. I mean, she's coming to this new situation. Maybe this isn't what she expected or signed up for, and it's kind of getting to her because of crazy ass fucking Sutton. So Sutton feels guilty, as she should, and then proceeds to apologize to the table for her crazy behavior the previous night. And of course she's blaming it on moving. So Ren is talking to all the ladies at the table and just saying she's so appreciative for this moment in time at the table. And she's reflecting that some of the things she's done has not been so great. And Garcelle immediately chimes in, you're right, you're right. Lisa then tells everyone a short story as an example. And this story has to do with her husband, who had a former best friend who assaulted a girl and then went to jail. And she's using this story as a parallel as to why she can't blindly support Denise last season. This was really disturbing. Like, it was a disturbing story. It got pretty dark, and I can't believe she's trying to equate this to Denise's situation. Garcelle's sitting there with her lavender hair. This is a story that you should never share again. For some reason, that just made me crack up laughing. She said it's so serious. That's a story you should never share again. Ever. I don't know, I was cracking up the first time I heard it. Also, let me know in the comments, are we feeling this look for Garcelle? I'm not sure if I like this lavender hair moment. Oh my God, why are we discussing Denise again? She's not even on this season. Let it go. Let it go. Garcelle, I love you, but Denise is not on this show. F that B. She left, she couldn't take the heat. Let's move on. Lisa Rinna knows she's wrong over this. You already got the woman to call herself a see you next Tuesday multiple times. I think she feels bad enough. Can we please just move on from this plot line? So dinner is over and now they're all in the game room. Oh, child, boring. Like Best Fiends. And this is my favorite franchise, but I'm gonna keep it real. This episode is not it. I need them to go back to Beverly Hills. Nothing is happening. We had the ladies playing Jenga. We have Sutton and Lisa doing synchronized swimming. So the producers let us know it's 10:50 and Crystal finally comes out her room. She walks past Erika and she was just like, I just had a very lonely day. I just needed some time. Again, maybe just not knowing what she signed up for. So we see Crystal talking to Kyle one-on-one, and Kyle's just asking her, what happened to you? Why didn't you come down for dinner? And she just said she was just not feeling great, and she brings up the cliffhanger that we left off in the past episode with Sutton walking into her room. So it turns out that Crystal was butt-ass naked, and Sutton just popped in, and she hit down to the floor and covered herself. And then she mimicked Sutton saying, oh, well, what are you doing in here? Here's your coat, and walked out. Now, I can imagine, yeah, that's pretty rude of her, but I wish Crystal would have brought that up when they were on the boat, so it seems kind of weird why she didn't bring it up. So Kyle notices that too, and she's like, well, why didn't you bring it up to her? This happened like the day before y'all even talked. And she said, well, I just didn't want to trigger her again. That's understandable. So far, I can't see Crystal manipulating that situation for a plot line, but hey, I don't know her that well yet. And we see Kyle in her confessional, and she still thinks it's sketchy. So now it's the next morning, the ladies are all going back to Beverly Hills. We see some people eating breakfast. So we see Crystal packing, and Sutton comes in with her white guilt because she wanted to check on Crystal because she knows she was the reason that she didn't come to dinner the previous evening. Crystal then tells her the situation where she was naked in her room and she barged in, and Crystal actually starts crying as she's telling Sutton the story. Sutton's demeanor immediately changes and she was like, oh, well, this wasn't my intentions. This is just such an awkward scene, you know, because this is their fourth chat with each other. Fourth, you know, like, can we please move past this, ladies? Like, I don't know. Y'all just stay on y'all separate sides of the room. There's 8 of y'all this season. I'm sure y'all can occupy yourselves with the other women instead of interacting with each other. Because I'm tired of Crystal versus Sutton already. So after a few words between them, they bring up another truce to get along in the future. My God, hopefully it lasts. And we know it's not based on the previews. So all the ladies leave, and then we see a 4 days later. So it's election day in Beverly Hills, and the story breaks. But before the story breaks, Erika gives a heads up to the ladies. I'm not sure if it's all the ladies, but definitely the original Mean Girls, Kyle, Dorit, and Renna. They all get the text from Erika saying she's divorcing her husband of 21 years. They are gagged. Like, she didn't say anything about this divorce or any like problems with Tom on the trip. And it's just all of a sudden. So we see the original Mean Girls talking amongst each other saying how shocked they are. And then we get a to be continued. And thankfully, we're going to go right into episode 5. So here's hoping episode 5 gives me what I need. And so far in the first minute, it's delivering. So we fast forward, Erika looking good in this red, and she's vaguely telling us about the divorce as she's headed to see the other ladies, and she knows they're gonna hit her with all these questions about the divorce. And then we see a little glimpse of her answering the questions, and then we rewind to 3 days earlier. I swear production stays on this Shonda Rhimes time skip shit. So of course it's election day. We're with Kyle and Mauricio, and it looks like they're gonna have an election party. And you know, I always cringe when I hear people say, I don't like to discuss politics. Well, that means that something about you is problematic, that you're not comfortable discussing politics. But anyway, she said that she's excited about having a woman vice president, so I'm guessing she's on the right side of history. So for this election party, Garcelle is going to be able to make it because she's with her kids. Erika just filed for divorce, and then we rewind when Kyle gets the text. Now the text says, ladies, I truly consider you my close friends, and this is why I'm reaching out to tell you that I filed for divorce this morning. Thank you for supporting me. This will be tough. And I'm sure that only Dorit, Kyle, and Renna got this text message. So now we're with Dorit, and apparently something happened between her and Sutton. Oh, here we go. Dorit just looking fly as shit. It hurts sometimes because I used to not like Dorito Chip at all. I really didn't. But now, homegirl does not bother me that much. Okay, Dorit, what this outfit, this checkered green, black, and white has to do with patriotic? I don't know. I'm guessing maybe it's your freedom of expression to not do red, white, and blue. Oh, so apparently something happened between Dorit and Kyle. Dorit was having a conversation with Crystal, Kyle interjected, and then they had the little mean girl frenemy back and forth. You don't let me talk, or you don't let me talk. And then, I'm guessing Dorit bit her head off, Kyle cried, and then Dorit's like, oh God, I made her cry. How come they didn't show this on the last episode? Because that last episode needed some drama. I wonder what Dorit and Crystal was talking about, though, for Kyle to interject. I mean, Dorit can't be too mad because she's still going over to the party. So it's later in the evening, Kyle's getting ready for a party. We're with Crystal and her husband on their way to Kyle's house. She still looks like she's a little rattled by that little vacation. Girl, You ain't seen nothing yet. That was the COVID trip. Just wait till you get on the regular trips. But she said that dealing with Sutton, she said that she never met someone that was just so mean to her. Huh. Well. Oh, crazy Kathy. It's always a joy to see her. She has not let me down. I had no idea I would like Kathy Hilton this much. I am shocked. Where has she been all this time? Okay, Mauricio, he hasn't been looking fine lately, but he looks a little good in this red blazer. So Dorit and Sutton arrive. I mean, Dorit kind of missed the assignment. She looks fabulous though, but she missed the assignment. Sutton is in her quintessential sack dress, and who are these two black men? Because they're looking real minion-y to me right now. One is with Kyle. That's the one who I know. He's like a little announcer for E. He started out as Kyle's intern or assistant or whatever. And then Sutton's coming in with her own black gentleman. Lisa Rinna comes in and she's looking fabulous and changed up the hair. Wow, what a glow up. I gotta say, Lisa kind of coming for Dorit a little bit, especially in the hair department. Okay, so this black gentleman works for Sutton, of course. He's her store director. So they're all getting situated, and of course Erika's divorce comes up, and Lisa says she talked to Erika right after the text, and she had no clue. And then we go back to last season when we saw Tom, where you saw no clue at all. So yeah, something in the buttermilk ain't clean. We also hear Kyle in her confessional say she thought that her and Erika were closer than that. And yeah, like I would feel some type of way. Like you going through all this and you just get a divorce and I had no clue? Yeah, like how close are we? Crystal says she was so stressed out when she got back from the trip, she lost 5 pounds. Girl, maybe this is not the show for you. You're a nice girl and you were shady at first, but if you can't handle you losing weight, because the hair is next. Well, this took a huge left turn. At first, everyone was just kind of laughing about it, but she was like, oh yeah, well, I have food issues. But wait a minute. Kyle was like, wait, food issues? I'm guessing she's bulimic? Yeah, it turned very serious very quickly. Okay, so she clarifies in her confessional that she was just really stressed out. She's a recovering bulimic. And she said she didn't relapse, but she just said because of the stress she was under, she just didn't want to eat. Again, girl, get off this show. Please. Like, your health ain't worth it. Ooh, and Sutton just feels so bad. She's just looking away. Ooh, she looks so angry. I mean, I get why Sutton's looking like that. I mean, you have another girl saying it's because of you that you've caused her to relapse into bulimia. Sutton, you should feel like a piece of shit. So the ladies all tell Crystal that they appreciate that she shared this sensitive information with all of them. Then they move into the house. I'm not sure why the producers are giving us a score of the election, especially because we didn't find out for like, I think another 4 days who won. So now Kyle wants to talk to Dorit privately about their little spat on the private jet. Wow, so they're really having a conversation about the other, not letting the other speak. Kyle thinks that Dorit treats her differently than the other girls, that she has little patience for her. Dorit thinks that Kyle thinks she talks too much and what she has to say isn't as important as to what Kyle has to say. Kyle is definitely poking out her season 1 chest and saying, if you want to be friends with me, don't you ever talk to me like that again. Dorit does not take kindly to that. She's like, don't be giving me ultimatums, bitch. She didn't say it like that, but that's what I'm getting from her. So Kyle just wants to clear up that she does care about Dorit's friendship, and Dorit looks like she had enough. She stands up and is just like, we're good, Kyle, we're good. So yeah, after their conversation, Dorit's ready to leave. She tells her husband PK that she is ready to leave immediately. She doesn't like how Kyle is treating her, so she is seeing herself out. So then they show that it's almost midnight, the election is still too close to call, and they just end the party. So we're on to the next day. Election parties don't even make sense anymore because we know now that we're never going to get a winner that evening. So now we're with Sutton at the car dealership meeting Garcelle. I'm guessing Erika, we're not going to see her till the very end. Well, okay, Sutton, they're shopping for Bentleys right now, and she got them to close the whole store off so they can private shop for a Bentley. So it looks like Sutton purchased the car, and next scene we are with Crystal and her husband. She's just asking her husband, did he have a good time? It looks like he did, and he actually interacted with Sutton. And Crystal's like, well, that bitch was on a good behavior last night. Again, she didn't say it like that, but that's what she probably meant. Oh, her kids are so cute. I still don't want kids though, but her kids, they're very cute. So her husband tells her that he's surprised that she talked about her eating disorder, and she's just giving us a background on how that happened. When she was in high school, you know, she wanted to be the skinny girl, blonde hair, blue eyes. She wanted to be white. And now she has the self-confidence now to just be herself. So we are 35 minutes into episode 5, and we still have not seen Erika Jane. So next scene, we're at Sutton's store, and pulling up in the Bentley is Kyle and her sister Kathy. So Sutton's gonna be having a Parisian themed party. No one RSVP, so you're gonna show up if you show up. As we see Sutton saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a party at my house, we cut to Kyle's confessional. Well, technically it's my house. She's leasing from me. Oh, okay. So I did realize in the beginning I said, oh, Erika Jane's headed to Kyle's house. So technically I was still right. But again, they're talking about Erika, if she's gonna come or not, because she's been elusive since the divorce announcement. So Sutton sends her a text wondering for catering purposes, is she gonna come or not? So Erika actually confirms with Sutton that she's coming. And Sutton's like, oh yeah, maybe we should take it easy on her. Fuck that. Last season, they did not take it easy on Denise when they got that juicy tea. No, they better hit Erika with every fucking question. I don't care. Erika is not exempt from the bullshit. So next scene, we're with Lisa at her house, and we see Harry Hamlin for once. I be forgetting she's married. I really feel like they live in separate homes. Alright, so we're talking about gardening, and we see a tacky-ass pool, according to Lisa Rinna. I might have to fast forward. So next scene, we're at Sutton's house, well, Kyle's house. And wow, Sutton is really putting together a nice soiree right now. Everything looks very pristine, elegant, and expensive. And Sutton actually looks good. I like what she's wearing right now. Cause y'all know Sutton usually looks like Mr. Peanut in a sack dress. So we're at Crystal's place right now, and I'm guessing her and Kyle are riding together. Kyle, she looks straight out of Paris. I think she got the assignment. I kinda like it. Kinda. It kind of shrinks her a little bit, but she looks cute. Crystal, she looks beautiful as always. Nothing too ostentatious. But as they're talking, Kyle sees Crystal's Hermes handbag on the table. Yeah, because Kyle loves her a bag. And you know it's not Housewives unless they show us the price tag. It's a $95,000 handbag that's about maybe this big. Kyle wants that bag. She's probably gonna get it tomorrow. So Kyle and Crystal arrive to Sutton/Kyle's house, and Kyle is just so impressed what Sutton has done to her house. It looks like Kyle wants her house back. Oh my God. Lisa Rinna is wearing the exact same dress Kyle is. No. They did this on purpose. They had to do this on purpose. There's no way. No way. These women's budgets, and they got the exact same dress. Seriously, if I was out, if someone wore the exact same thing I wore, I would run out. Like that is supreme anxiety for me. So for them to think it's cute, I mean, good for them. I would automatically go back home and change. And y'all, we have 4 minutes left. I hate these motherfuckers. Like, it's gonna be another to be continued. Oh my God. But who wore the dress best between Kyle and Rinna? I'm gonna say the way Kyle styled it, I like her wearing it better. Kyle, oh my gosh, she gets 10 points for that. Not only did Lisa Rinna steal my look, but Sutton stole my goddamn house. A season 1 throwback. I appreciate that. You stole my goddamn house. Y'all, I appreciate that little nod to season 1. Very good, Kyle. Very good. Kyle! She did good. So now all the ladies are there except for Erika. So now they're waiting on her to arrive. We have 2 fucking minutes left. Like, they are wasting my time right now. We're only gonna get what, like 30 seconds of it? So of course we're talking about the news, and Garcelle gives us a little bit of interesting tea. Like, just a year ago, she was talking about Tom in such a loving way. Like, she was almost crying. So what happened between that time and now? Yeah, the divorce is a total sham if you ask me. Like, ain't no way. You've been with this man 21 years. Yeah, you looking for your way out because y'all trying to hide the money. So Garcelle mentions, like, yeah, for them to get divorced, I mean, they've been together this long, she just can't wait. And then silence. Dorit knows exactly what she's talking about, but the other ladies are kind of clueless. But that's what I immediately thought when they got divorced. She can't just wait till this man croaks. Like, he has a good maybe 5 years left. Ooh, and they are kikiing over this too. Ooh, I knew these motherfuckers was gonna do this. The credits are rolling as Erika about to walk in the damn house. Child, so my DVR just shut off at the 1 hour mark, so I don't even know what's to come next week. I'm pissed. I'm really pissed right now. But anywho, y'all, I will try to get this review out immediately. Immediately, I'm gonna try. But yes, like, comment, and subscribe. And some good news. I will be picking up a new show. I will be picking up BET Presents The Encore. It's a messy show, and I'm just like, this is just too good to pass up. So yeah, I will be reviewing that, and that will be out sometime soon. I'm gonna do episode 1 and 2 of that. So yes, I will see y'all soon for the next episode. Bye.